nap in earlier. I ain't stressing about nothing. But anyways, yo, we are back. It's been speaking about football, it's been Jesus. I don't know how long. What 4 or 5 months since the last time we did an episode. You and
About
I
4 or
specifically.
5 months.
You and I specifically, it's been about 4 or 5 months. I think you and I got together for the draft, if I'm not mistaken, and went over that a little bit. I think that was just a pre-draft that we didn't even go over who we or no, we did go over who we picked. I remember. But
Yeah, we
it's
did.
been a hot minute, but y'all, football is back.
Yes,
We
sir.
missed last week's preseason game, week 1 against I think it was the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
I'm not gonna cap on y'all. He was asleep and I was working, and after I got off of work, I went to sleep. It just wasn't happening for either one of us, so it didn't happen. But we're back, episode 42, the Big 42. I don't know if y'all had a chance to go and take a look at my guy Bryson and a friend of ours, Marco. They went on and recapped the, I believe, the Eastern Conference and Western Conference NBA predictions for this upcoming season. That's a 2-parter over on our channel on YouTube, which is at No Narratives Podcast. Go give that a view. That's some really good insight, especially if you're a basketball fan, a basketball junkie. But we're here to talk about this. We're here to talk about football today. It's
Football.
primarily them Houston Texans. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Big Moon and I went to the game today. It was amazing. Great atmosphere. I loved it.
Nice.
I loved it, with the exception of the expired Coke that I was sold.
For
NRG,
real.
I'm gonna need y'all to get up on that one because that was bullshit.
That
But
was a technical foul, man, for sure.
that was a fucking penalty, that's for sure. That was a flag. But other than that, man, it was a great atmosphere, great fun to be a part of, great way to pregame before the season starts off in what, like 2-3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I think the season starts in 2
3
weeks.
weeks.
2 weeks is the first game of the season, or week 1, and then our home opener is against Tampa Bay, week 3. But
Yes, sir.
all right, man. I mean, hey, defense was on the field first, so you already know when it's defense, it's you. What you got?
Man, defense, first play of the game, dude. It was just like Stingley intercepts it, but then of course they get a defensive holding. But I was like, right there and there, it just showed like, yeah, bro, this defense is gonna be something to it's gonna be a monster for sure. Like that whole thing, that whole sequence happened because the D line, Will and Hunter, and then also Edwards, they're doing their thing, bro. I like that D line looked crisp in those 4 or 5 drives that they had before they started subbing in other people and they took their break. But linebacker stacked as well, but they did pretty well. Al-Shaair, Toto, but no, defense is gonna be a monster for sure.
Believe it or not, one of the guys I'm excited about is EJ Speed. One of the linebackers. You were talking about the linebacking,
Right.
but when we were walking out of the stadium and walking back, you were saying linebacker is going to be insane because it's one of the deepest positions we have, if I'm not mistaken. You were saying.
Right. Yeah, definitely. It is pretty deep. I mean, think about it. You got Harris County, then we got Al-Shaair, you got Toto. Like you said, you got Speed. He looked pretty good today too on the field. It's crazy. You would think, but I mean, being that D'Amico Ryan was an NFL linebacker, it kind of makes sense that there's a whole bunch of linebackers on our team as well, and that he just produces them, and you can just tell by his work. They can look at the linebackers that they took from us in Minnesota, how they're making wonders over there. So, but definitely it's going to be a tough who you keep and who you don't keep for sure. But
I
defense
think
all the way around is going to be.
I was getting ready to say, I think on defense all around, they're getting production out about just about everybody, especially depth wise, and that's a good thing. And to go back up or piggyback off what you were saying with D'Amico, I think D'Amico likes having a bunch of linebackers, not just for the
Right.
depth and for the defense, but also for special teams as well, because you see a lot of linebackers flying around. And even players that don't play linebacker probably could play linebacker, like British Brooks, for instance.
Right.
So, but continue talking about the defense, dog, because the defense. I mean, the score was 20-3, so the defense was flying around all day today.
Defense are really flying around. Like it surprised me that Bryce Young tried to test Stingley a few times today.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't see Lassiter get any action, honestly. But Bullock did his thing. Like I said, defense is going to be a monster for sure. Like, man, it's just too much to really explain. But I can move down. I can move to special teams now. We got to see
Yep.
the rookie. We got to see the rookie Noel return one that also got called back
Call back because of a holding call.
as a holding call. I think Barrios is one of the guys that I feel like is gonna make the team as our
Yeah.
punt returner. He did pretty well as well on his returns.
He's a solid option in the slot as well. I think
No, for
the
sure.
I think the slot is definitely going to be locked down by either Kirk or Noel or Noel, however you say his
Yeah,
last name.
it goes by Noel.
Noel. Okay. So I
But yes,
definitely think, and then I think Barrios will be in there. I mean, that's another position of depth, but they needed to make that position of depth because
right,
that's been something that we've been plagued with injuries for the last couple of years is that receiver. We've never
exactly.
had it's usually at the end of the season, it's usually Nico and whoever we're
Whoever's
able to
left.
whoever's left. Yeah. It's definitely a lot of depth that they brought in. They brought in a lot of receivers, drafted the two, traded for Kirk, brought in Barrios. You still got Hutchinson and Mechie, who both are basically prove it or get out more or less situations. And then other players too. They've brought in to maybe be practice squad fillers, but give them a shot.
Right, right.
But you're talking about special teams. Sorry.
No, especially look good. I mean,
Mm.
I don't think I saw Fairbairn kick nothing but extra points. So
He
our
had two
kicker is
field goals.
good. I think
he,
coverage
he
played all
he had
right.
he had the two field goals, but I mean, I'm not worried about Kaimi.
I'm not worried about him at least when he's at our stadium. I'll say it like that. Sometimes he gets me when he's away, especially when it's an outside stadium. So
Okay, that's fair.
for sure. But no,
That's
special team it
definitely
looked
fair.
like it's gonna be on the same role it was last year. It was gonna be a critical point in our
Hmm.
team for sure. It's just on who we have on the lineup when it comes to it. But now we can honestly move on to offense. Today we saw the starters. We got to see CJ do a
Hmm.
couple of drives. How'd you feel about those?
I liked it, especially for the starters. I think the starting offensive line played last week, if I'm not mistaken. So this week we got to see the starters when it skill position wise. It was nice to see them get out there, run around, play. I'm not worried about the top of the receiver depth with Nico. Kirk looked really good. He had a couple of good catches. Jaden Higgins, had a nice diving catch on the boundary from a pass from CJ. I would like to see them get the tight ends involved a little more. Especially with the injury to Brevin Jordan, I feel like they're going to need to get Dalton Schultz and Kate Stover a little bit more involved, just because you're going to want to get them to get more acclimated to this offense. But CJ I think came in. He was 6 of 8 on the two drives he had for 44 yards, and he had the one touchdown to Nico. He had the two incompletions. Someone said something about he needs to work on his accuracy, and honestly, he just
Not every
overthrew
ball's
Nico a little
perfect.
bit on that outside, or he just overthrew Nico a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not worried about it. It's the preseason. I'm pretty sure when it's the regular season, he's going to be locked in. Um, but CJ looked good. The receivers look really good. I was really happy to see how Chubb performed.
correct.
He had 5 carries for 25 yards. He wasn't even when the hole wasn't there, he was still finding a way to get positive yardage on his carries. Um, Really thrilled about that. The play calling, they definitely look like they want to push the ball downfield, but it looks like Haley also wants to have a quick tempo or a quick style to his offense. So because
Yes,
you saw a lot where CJ would drop back and get rid of the ball, wasn't really standing there sitting there a whole lot. So I don't know if that's by design or if that's just CJ saying, "Hey, my guy's open, I'm getting rid of it." But I liked the tempo. I liked how that was rolling. I liked what I saw out of the first stringers. I am going to give praise early, and that is it. They need to continue to do it all season long. The offensive line has looked really solid the last couple of weeks.
no bull, no
I think
bull.
our rookie Ariante Ursary, he played left tackle all day today. The Texans gave up 1 sack, and it really wasn't a sack. It was CJ scrambling in the red zone and I looked like he was going to try to go for the end zone, and then he realized it was the preseason, so I'm just going to drop down at the 5-yard line, and he ended up losing a yard, and someone touched him, so it ended up being a sack. But I mean, the offensive line has done great so
Yeah,
far.
he definitely had people in the stands like, please just go down, please. What are you doing?
At first it was like, I remember everyone was like cheering because he's running around. Oh, what's he gonna do? And then it's like, you're not gonna do anything. Get the fuck down.
Yeah,
You're either throw the ball away or get down. Do one of the two. Like if you're not gonna do something.
for
And we
real.
didn't want him to do anything because it was the preseason. So
Nah, for real.
I was really I think you and I were joking about it, but Davis Mills came in. He had I think he played all the way through.
You got to say his name right. It's Davis Littlefoot Mills.
Davis Littlefoot Money Mills. Okay.
There you go. There you
I
go.
will say it correct. Davis Littlefoot Money Mills came in. He was 8 of 14 for 61 yards. But my highlight of the day for him was bobbling the snap and picking it up and still gaining 4 yards on the play on a scramble.
Yeah.
Like that was my highlight for Littlefoot when he got up and did that, because you and I had a perfect view of it where we were sitting at the
Literally.
stadium, and I was like, oh crap, he fumbled the ball, and then he picked it up and took off with it. I was like, and then I looked up at the score, or I looked up at the board, and 2nd down and 6, and I was like, he gained 4 yards on that shit. Okay, all right, Littlefoot, I see you.
Definitely take it for sure. One of the
Yeah,
best
definitely take
backups
what
in
you
the league
can.
right now.
Take it for what you can. We didn't get a chance to really see a lot of him run, but we were hearing about it throughout the stadium. Woody Marks, man, Woody Marks. He had 7 carries for 40 yards. He's quick. I think he offers something in the run game or in the passing game. That's what they brought him in here for, was a receiving back. But hey, I know I got some Dameon Pierce fans somewhere around here. He's been hurt,
For him.
but it may be over for him here in Houston. I'm just letting y'all know that now, because with Chubb is definitely going to be the RB1 for the start of the season for the time being, and I'm pretty sure they're going to keep Woody Marks. British Brooks is probably going to keep it because he's a good special teamer.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be surprising to me if they kept JJ Taylor as well. And the one name I haven't mentioned yet is Joe Mixon, who's working on a foot injury. He'll be back at some point this season. So it's like Dameon Pierce is the odd man looking out. So I know he had a really good rookie year, but he has not followed that up with anything since. And it's been injuries. He's had injuries, but injuries are a part of the game. But with that being said, your best ability is your availability. So
yeah, nah, to me as a Texan fan, I respect him. I mean, like you said, his rookie year, I mean, he was pretty much one of the only guys who could really cheer for that year, man. It was one of them rocky years.
yeah.
So, if he end up that he has to go, or we had to trade him, at least we know maybe some teams may want him. I hope he just goes to a good situation, because he is at least,
he's
fan wise and organizational wise, they like the guy,
Oh yeah,
it's just like you said, injury plagues and everything.
We like him, but it's like at some point in time, it's like, yo, let's, you got to make it happen. So, but
Right.
overall, I was happy with the offense. Offense moved the ball. Offense put points on the board. Defense definitely did their thing. Oh, it was a good game. I mean, we ended up walking around for most of it.
Nah, for sure. But nah, yeah, my take on offense, I think, yeah, I'm satisfied, at least with those 2 drives for sure. I mean, honestly, we watched that in maybe Littlefoot's 1 or 2 drives, but me, I'm a guy that I believe in running the ball. Again, I understand that the league is a passing league or whatever, but I mean, you got to keep people accountable for the run as well.
Old school mentality. Use the run to set up the pass, not the pass to set up the run.
Right. And like you say, shout out to the O-line. I mean, they look good today. Fisher on the right. I'm the one that's I corrected you on his last name. No, I'm struggling with his last name.
Ariante Ursery.
Okay. So yeah, then left tackle as well looked pretty good, and that's a big key this season, because we did get rid of Larry Tunsil.
Yeah, and because of the issues we had on the O-line last year, it's totally revamped the entire offensive line. I don't know if I have who started the O-line today. I know it was Fisher at right tackle, Ursery at left tackle, Jarrett Patterson at center. I think they've been experiencing with Titus Howard at right guard.
Okay.
I have no idea who the left guard was.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really look. I didn't really look at the interior offensive
at
line. Like I
all.
said, I kept my eyes on the tackles just because I feel like if you need CJ to throw the ball, you gotta make sure that we keep CJ standing up clean in the
Without a
pocket.
doubt. Oh, without a
Definitely
doubt.
glad about the run game, bro, for sure. I mean, Chubb.
Oh
The
yeah,
only
no.
thing I don't want with Chubb is I don't want him to have the same situation that Joe Mixon had last year. That we had to depend on him
Yeah,
as a
I
running back all season long.
all
Like,
season long, and I think with how the way Woody Marks ran the ball today, and I mean, and Joe is expected to come back at some point this season.
right,
So I
right,
think when Joe, and here's a name I didn't even mention, who is definitely going to make the team, is Dari.
right. And he sure is right.
I did not even mention Daria Gumbawale, who ran the ball really good last week against Minnesota. So your running back room consists of Nick Chubb. Let me get my hand in there. Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon,
JJ.
Woody Marks, JJ Taylor, British Brooks, and Daria Gumbawale. I mean, you've got 6 players. Now, granted, at least 2 of those, maybe 3 are going to be special teamers with British Brooks, and Dari has been a standout on special teams. But
Right.
I mean, it wouldn't be surprising to me who's going to be the odd man out. But, I didn't mention Damian Pierce at all, but of those 6, chances are it would be JJ Taylor who would be the one that would be cut, unless because British Brooks gives you that big bodied at the goal line running back that you don't have really with anybody else, unless you're trying to make Nick Chubb your power back, which you
Right.
can. I mean, I'm not discrediting that, but the one thing that I said when they signed Nick Chubb before I found out how serious Joe Mixon's injury was, oh, great. This is perfect because both of these running backs are a little older in age and they've both been bell cows their entire career. Well, let's see if we can extend their career by having them
Back in a
split
little bit.
carries throughout the season. That'd
Yep.
be perfect
Yep.
for either one of them to keep them fresh. And
Right.
then you've got Dare who can come in and be a third down back. Woody Marks can come in and be a good running back option and a pass catcher out of the backfield. So the way that Nick has set up this offense and this team primarily on the offensive side of the ball is he's giving. I'm talking about Nick Caserio, y'all. I realize our offense coordinator's name is also Nick. Nick
Yeah.
Caserio has set up this offense really well with the players he's brought in, and he's
Yeah.
given Kaylee weapons to utilize at every part of this
Offense.
on every boundary of this offense. And the main issue that we all knew and the main issue we all had was O line. You keep
Yep.
CJ upright, he's going to sit there and get the ball to somebody.
Right.
So it's just, I think he is a little shell shocked a little bit from last year, but that's just earning trust again in the situation and earning trust again in the protection in front of you. I think
Mm-hmm.
when he gets comfortable and he understands the guys in front of him are going to block for him and he's going to be okay, I think you'll sit there and see a different CJ Stroud. You'll see the CJ Stroud that we rookie season CJ Stroud. The only issues from last year was, I mean, he put up semi-similar numbers. Obviously, his interceptions went up last year, but that
Yeah.
was a lot. That was a lot due to bad play calling and bad O line
O
play.
line play. Yeah.
So
That boy's mental all messed up. But nah,
absolutely.
man.
So
I believe this season, at least the beginning of the start of the season, the Texans have a whole lot of potential, especially
mhm,
with an early bye week this year around. I believe we could probably go maybe what is it 3-2 something like that because we got week 6
mhm,
as the bye. So, but honestly, I don't think any team that we play in the beginning can really hold on, especially if the defense plays like they did today, for sure.
mhm,
Nah, but definitely with the O line, like I said, running game. I like Chubb, but at the same time, because he has come back from a knee, I don't want him to be overloaded
mhm.
as well. So I do
One
want
thousand
them
percent.
to maybe experience more of the other running backs we brought in. Like you said, Woody, he can also be third down, and from what I heard, he has great pass block as well,
Okay, I didn't know
skills.
that. Okay.
Yeah, so he can also be part of that to give CJ more time, especially when blitzing and all that good stuff. But
Mhm,
definitely, just keeping CJ healthy is going to help so much. I don't see how our receivers don't go nowhere. It's basically it's the same height we had when we got Stephon last year. To me,
mhm.
you know what I'm saying? We from the rookies
But
into the vets
But
that you got.
we quickly saw how that fell apart with Stefan's here. Stefan's here. We got Tank, all the injuries
Yep.
that took place, and it
Right.
just it cratered quickly. that was
Right.
something you and I talked about when we were walking around the stadium is like,
Yeah.
yo, they may hold on to 7 receivers this year.
Yeah, for sure, and it's gonna be tough to make
Mhm.
decision of who you who you gonna keep, and then who's gonna be your really like the top 4 that are gonna be mostly the ones getting action.
And
I
chances
do
are the
agree with
top 4, and maybe I'm wrong when I say this. I'll give you my top 4 and you wanna give me your top 4. But I think obviously, I think the 2 are both of our number 2 or 1 and 2 are gonna be the same. Nico and Christian Kirk will both be the top 2, and I would probably say the 2 rookies, Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, will probably be the next 2. Now, maybe you've got somebody else different in mind, but
yeah, he
I
was
could
in
see
there,
that.
so
I could
I can
see
see
that.
that just because he like we talked about, he made some plays while when our receiver depth went to shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I believe he'll get more opportunity than Noel, and then just with Wiggins, I mean, we gave
Mhm.
him a full guarantee contract, so I better see
He's
him on
got
the
yeah,
field.
he's gotta be
Yeah,
involved. I
yeah, he
mean,
has to be
you're right.
involved.
He's gotta be involved just based off a money standpoint.
Right.
But I think it'll get real interesting after that because so we both said Nico, we both said Kirk, Higgins, and you said Hutchinson, where I said Noel.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's like, who are the other 3 you keep? So for the sake of the argument, if they're keeping Higgins and they're keeping Noel, so that means you've got 2 positions left. Is it
Yeah. So I
is it
picked Barrios because I feel like he's gonna be the punt returner for our team. So that's
and that's
and then
Barrios and then I guess Mechie because
Mechie,
I
unless
said
these other dudes that we picked up for
yeah.
the camp show something, I feel like it's gonna be Mechie just because he's been with the team at least the longest.
Yeah, but I
So
mean, that could also be the reason why you know what, it's time for you to go because you've been with us the longest and you haven't done anything.
right.
It was, I know they brought in, I think his name is, I don't remember his first name, but they brought him over from the Chiefs. It's not Wayne. Who the heck is it? Hold on. I'm about to sit here and
I can't
dissect
tell
this
you.
damn. Yeah, brother, I can't tell you either. They
Yeah, but
brought
the only
in,
reason why I would pick Mechie though is just because I mean he's the only one that actually the only other receiver from last year that isn't new that got playing time with us. You know, he had his opportunities and he showed a little bit of potential, but
mhm,
now it's about being consistent with it though now. You know what I'm saying?
but that's it. It's about
That's
being
it.
consistent.
That's all it is now. You know, you showed you can play. You showed you can create separation. Now it's just about showing it up if you're really gonna be on there, and then most likely because you're probably gonna be 6 or 7 on the chart. You know, you're just gonna have to take your opportunities when you
You're
get them,
gonna
bro.
yeah, you're going to be ready to play when your opportunity gets called, and that means if the ball
Yeah,
comes
for
your
sure.
way, you need to find a way to catch it. You
Yeah,
know, he had a
definitely.
drop. I think he had a bad drop last season, and I don't want to bring up last season like that. He had a bad drop in during the last season where he was
Yeah,
wide open up the sideline. I think it was against Kansas City, and he bobbled it and dropped it. So it's, I mean, this if he does make the team, I'll say this: if he makes the team, it's a prove it year. Prove to
right,
me that you want to be here, or prove to me that you need to, or you can be here. And if you don't prove it,
right,
goodbye, bye
right.
bye.
But no, going back earlier in your take, talk about we need to try to get the tight ends involved. I completely agree with you in all that aspect. They were basically just it was just run blocks today for sure.
I
At least the
called
part of the
it.
game that we watched.
But I think I called it on the one play because Dalton wasn't even in there, and they had Cade Stover in there, and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
this will be a running play." And sure
right.
enough, it was a running play right up the gut, and I'm like, "Okay." Like I like Cade Stover, I really do. I think he gives you that. I think he can do both.
Yeah,
He's definitely a blocking tight end over a pass catching or a vertical threat. But I
right.
mean, you got to get them involved, at least in the passing game, and
I think they'll get him involved if and basically if we can get the running game to be solid, it'll be bootlegs most likely. You know, play actions will be probably more of their package than
mhm,
anything. That's what I say. I mean, that's the vibes I get. I just think because the O line and the running game was the issue most of the time last year. They're just trying to just emphasize that yeah, we're gonna do this and this is what we're gonna practice on. We'll
mhm.
install the rest here and later, you know, or when the season starts. I think that's just my thing. They're just trying to see what the O line is bringing right now when it comes to run blocking
And
and pass blocking.
I agree with that. I do agree with that statement. I think they're just focused on the run game right now and the O line, seeing if the O line is gonna be able to handle the pressures of the entire season because it's basically an entirely revamped O-line. I think the only person staying in the position that he was in last year was Jared Patterson, and the only other player who was on the offensive line that started was Titus Howard. Blake Fisher started a game or two, but he's going into the season as the full-time starting right tackle.
Fresh meat.
You said fresh meat?
Fresh meat. You're new
fresh
to the game,
meat,
then,
boys.
dog. You're new to the game, and then you're gonna have it looks like we're gonna have a rookie at our left tackle, but
and that's because Cam Robinson, who they brought in during the offseason, he hurt his knee. So that's the thing. So it's like I
forgot
think
we had Cam Robinson too.
and we signed him to a 1-year deal, but they said.
So that's how you can see the roster is there for the Texans. The roster is there. You got the players in the right. You got the looks like you finally got the right pieces for the chessboard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like we talked about in the stadium, it's pretty much Super Bowl or bust. You know, the minimum we'll take is AFC.
I was gonna say I won't say Super Bowl or bust. I will definitely say AFC Championship. You cannot get to the divisional round again and then lose to Kansas City or whoever the hell you play. You gotta make it past the divisional round this time. We've never made it to the AFC Championship game.
Right.
It's always, but we've always the Texans have made it to the divisional round, or we made it to the wild card round. They're playing Saturday at 3 p.m. That's our slot, for the playoffs.
You don't want to play the Texans on wild card Saturday.
Hey, yo, if you are paired up against the Texans on wild card Saturday at 3 p.m., you just don't show up because they're gonna wax your ass. Just ask Cleveland and the Chargers.
For real, but no, I think like Bryson or Red Nation blogger said last year when he was doing videos with us. Sadly, you may have to look into how you can win the first seed. Sadly, it looks like
you're not
we
wrong.
play good at home, but then we have to go somewhere else. It's a problem.
It's not even when we go somewhere else. It's when we go somewhere and it's an outside stadium.
Yeah, true.
Like I'll say that. Like if it's an outdoor stadium, especially during that time of the year, we're cooked.
But think about it. Who are the I think the top 3 teams, all their stadiums are outside.
Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo. Yeah, no, Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo, all outdoor stadiums.
Right.
And the playoffs right in the heart of January, where it's freezing fucking cold.
Right.
So
and we're over here dying in humidity.
We're over here dying in humidity. We came out of the damn team store today, and I just bought another New Jersey. Got to rep that big 1-2, Nico Collins, baby. You know what I'm saying? But came out the damn stadium, and we got a little downpour, and you had to go get the All Pro. Coming out of the stadium, and we got a little, just a little 30-second shower, and I'm like,
it was steamy, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It was steamy just walking out of there. But speaking of Bryson, y'all, speaking of Red Nation Blogger, we are going to get him more involved this year during the season. He's going to be on a few episodes. I'm going to try and make that happen. We're going to do something a little differently this year. This year in the past 2 years, primarily and mainly last year, we would wait a while, either the night of or the next day, to do a recording and then post it for you. This season, we're going to do it differently. Our main focus is going to be doing an episode right after the game. That way you can get fresh emotions, fresh feels, fresh stats, and fresh discussions and opinions on everything that transpired in the game. That is going to be our main focal point this year, to give y'all better content. If you have anything else for us that y'all want, please reach out. You can find us on Facebook. My name is Kyle Stegman. You can find Big Moon on Facebook. He's just on there I don't know what the heck he's on there on. George Munoz, maybe.
No, you just gotta have to look up Mike Munoz for sure.
Mike Munoz, there you go.
But Instagram is the more better suit for me, man.
You can reach out to him on Instagram. That's Big Moon. You can find our social media Instagram, as I believe it's just at NNP or NN podcast. Yeah, I mean, you can find us, man. And if push comes to shove, comment on the video, like, comment, subscribe. Give us positive feedback. Give us criticism. We're not perfect. We're still trying to get better so we can put out better content for y'all.
Yeah, man. Talk some trash about the Texans. We got some stuff to say
Hey,
about it.
yo, talk some trash, man. That's fine. I got no problem talking shit. I got roasted during the college football playoffs last year on my take that Georgia wasn't going to do shit with Gunnar Stockton. What happened the first game they played? They got their asses waxed.
Yep.
I mean, hey, I don't give a fuck. Come on with it. Everybody's got their opinion. Everyone's got their take.
Nah, for sure.
I ain't gonna lie though. On a side note, Mark had no business throwing shade at Bryce like that on the radio. That was unintentional shade. Bryce over here catching strays, I swear.
Nah.
Shit. But you got anything else you want to add, big dog, before we close this out?
Nah, man. We'll see y'all. We'll definitely make another video next week. I think the Texans play their final on Saturday. Next Saturday, final preseason game against Detroit. So catch most likely you won't see any starters, but at least you can see the future, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure all the rookies are going to get some playing time. See who make your opinions on who is going to be making the final cut in the 53-man roster. And yeah, man, y'all stay blessed. Appreciate y'all for watching.
Hey, definitely. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay safe. Tell your family you love them. Give them a hug. Give them a kiss. Life isn't always guaranteed.
Kiss and hug your dog as well, man.
Oh, God, don't talk to me about kissing and hugging dogs. Actually, as a matter of fact, y'all, so if y'all know me, and I know y'all know him, this year was rough for us. I lost my dog Gibbs earlier this year. We've got ourselves a new psychopath. Come here, Shadow.
Yeah, this guy is a velociraptor for sure. He's crazy. Look at the family member. That's the nephew. What up, nephew?
Yeah. Look at him. No, I don't want you kissing me. Oh my God, y'all. He is a little bit of everything, but the one thing that he really is a velociraptor. No, I don't want you kissing my face. No, I don't know where. Well, that's the sad part is I know exactly where your tongue has been.
You know where them things been.
I know exactly. I was gonna say I don't know where your tongue's been. Never mind. I know exactly where your tongue has been, and that's why I don't want you anywhere near my face with it. So, any case, y'all, man, thank you for watching episode 42 in the books. Y'all have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Monday. Whenever you watch this, stay blessed. We out.